Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching A Healthy Alternative. Today, we're going to be talking about how to lose over 70 pounds and not have to worry about loose skin. We're missing a piece of the puzzle.
You start getting healthy and you just become a better person.
We need to start focusing more on the individual.
All right, y'all. So before we get started, make sure if you're enjoying the content, I've been seeing y'all in the comment sections. Make sure that you leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. We are about to go on our wellness retreat. We're going to the Smoky Mountains. It is going to be from February 6th to the 9th. So if you are new to the community, old to the community, you haven't heard about the trip, you have about a week left. If you're interested in going, you can register. So this retreat is going to be focused on lifestyle, what to do after fasting and after losing the weight, or how to prepare for that position where you're not actively fasting anymore. All the day-to-day things, how to handle stress, how to really focus and tune in on positive affirmations and use that type of stuff to your advantage. So we're also going to be doing a little cooking. So if you are interested in that, definitely sign up. We probably have maybe about a week left before we close it. So got a couple slots, and we'd love to have you. And I'm going to leave the link in the description box as well as in the comment section. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how to lose weight without having loose skin, because it's a major topic. I get asked this question all the time. But as I was thinking about the video, I was like, okay, another thing I'm seeing, and it's not a lot of people, it's literally just a handful of people, but people are saying that, the methodology is extreme. So I was like, okay, let me tie these two things together because I think they correlate. Number one, when we talk about extreme weight loss, in our minds, we're probably thinking, losing a lot of weight in a short period of time. But that's not really the full picture. Extreme weight loss is basically losing a lot of weight in a short period of time using a methodology that's not healthy. And what this oftentimes does is it manufactures enormous loose skin. The reason why is because you're not actually working with the body. It's almost like you're beating it into submission. Now, this is going to be a little controversial, but it is what it is. A lot of the old school methods of losing weight, such as going to the gym, hitting it hard every day, wearing the sweatsuits, you know what I'm talking about? Like the suits that make you sweat, taking all these different protein shakes and powders and drinks and nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals and whatever else y'all are doing. This is literally like beating your body into submission. Now, we don't look at it as extreme weight loss because this is not like, it's not something that happens overnight, right? This is really like the hardest way to go about doing it. But it is what we traditionally believe is the best way to go about doing it. It just so happens that with our methodology, when we're talking about fasting, it is a more optimal way to do it. Not only can you lose weight much more quickly, but it is also actually much more healthy. And some of the conversations I've been having in the comment section is surrounding this idea that what we're doing isn't safe. And what I have to get you all to understand is, of course, some of you are going to think what we're doing and what we're teaching isn't safe because you've been conditioned to believe that the traditional method of weight loss is the correct way. Right? I mean, to this very day, there's people that believe calories in, calories out actually works. Me and my brother went in on this years ago. We literally did a video. I think it's called The Truth About Calories In, Calorie Out or something. I don't know. I'll see if I can leave a card for you all. But the point is, it's been debunked. Okay. Calories in, calories out doesn't actually work. So if we start to understand how the body works on a fundamental level, we could use that knowledge to our advantage because we can get our outcomes much faster. This is where water fasting comes into play. Okay. So traditionally speaking, with water fasting, you tend to not see nowhere near, not even close to as much loose skin as you would typically see with someone who worked out and lost their weight. The reason for this is because at the core of water fasting is water. Okay. And the reason why you deal with loose skin when you lose, 50, 60, 70 pounds or more is because you're dehydrated. It's that simple. So now, once again, understanding the functionality of the body is what gives us our power. If you don't know that hydration or the lack thereof is the reason why you get loose skin, then of course you're prone to exacerbate it, right? When you go to the gym, what are you doing? You're sweating. If you want to lose a lot of weight, you put on those suits and you sweat more. Now you might drink water, maybe, but most people already don't drink enough water. But let's just assume you are drinking enough water. The other piece is we're not getting the proper quality of water. So we're going to the gym, we're working out hard, we're sweating, we're doing extra things to make ourselves sweat more because you lose more weight, or I don't really know what the ideology is behind it, to be honest with you. It dries you out, so you have less liquid in your body, so I guess you weigh less. But we're not replenishing the body with hydration. We don't even know how to do that. And then, of course, we're taking the supplements, and the supplements dry us out. And then, of course, we got to have our morning coffee, and that dries us out. And then, of course, we have our little cheat days, and those foods dry us out, right? And so what you see is a trend of people losing, 50, 70 plus pounds and having an enormous amount of loose skin. I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall. Like, Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So obviously, if we're going to continue doing what other people did to lose their weight, we're going to get a similar result. But that's the reason why this channel is so popular, right? It's the reason why people are so excited about this methodology, is that they're able to see the transformations right before their eyes on the channel. You go to Inspiring Interactions, the playlist, and you get to see all of the different testimonials we have. And most people who use this methodology don't deal with loose skin. Now, there are some caveats, okay? And this goes back to understanding what causes loose skin. So if cellular dehydration is what is causing loose skin, then you could still get loose skin if you fast, but you're still eating dehydrating foods. Or if you fast, but you take like electrolyte powder that's sodium rich and causes water retention. If you do something to take away from the body's ability to absorb water, like to hydrate the cells, then you can still get loose skin. It's probably not going to be as much as you would see with the traditional method, but it's still going to be there, right? So I like to make hydration the foundation of everything we do, whether it's fasting, whether it's disease reversal, whether it's, your energetic or your spiritual journey. I just feel like water is a major part of all of those things. All right. So for the record, what is hydration? If dehydration is the problem, and this is the reason why we get loose skin, what is hydration? Hydration is getting water into the cells. That is hydration. It's not the same as water retention. A lot of people, if you want to hydrate better, you put salt in your water, stuff like that. Salt causes water retention. We misconstrue it as hydration because our body is holding on to water, but it's not the same thing. Okay. As a matter of fact, a lot of people have issues with excessive amount of water retention, which is why they are prompted to take water pills. The interesting thing about that is when the body is retaining water, it's telling you it needs water. That's what it's actually saying. It's holding on to water because it needs water. And then we take a water pill thinking, well, the body is dysfunctional. We need to get rid of this water, right? We got all this excess water. And then you further exacerbate the problem. Isn't that interesting? This is why building a relationship with your body is so important. So to get back on track, you get water into the cells. Only about 3% of the water we drink actually gets absorbed into the body, traditionally speaking. That's how poor our water is. And we all know it, right? If you drink a gallon of water within an hour or two, you're going to go to the bathroom 3 or 4 or 5 times. You're just going to pee it all out. You're not absorbing it, right? And this is why we're so dehydrated. And this is why we're so prone to loose skin. So one of the techniques that I love for hydrating the water, I call it my sun water technique. All of the old school members, you already know what I'm talking about. But for the new members, the new subscribers, you literally get yourself some distilled water. You put it outside in a clear glass jar. If it's wintertime where you're at and you can't sit it outside, put it in a windowsill. You just need sunlight. Okay, that's the key. If you're getting partial sun, or if you're, if you're, maybe it's cloudy or whatever the case is, it'll need to be in the light longer for this effect to take place. I usually like to let my water sit outside for 3 days. So, that way, if I'm getting partial sun or whatever, 3 days is usually pretty good. Okay. What this does is, number one, it adds an energetic charge to the water. That's important. In order to hydrate the body, the water has to have a positive and a negative charge. The different minerals are going to bond to each, the positive and the negative charge, and that is what's going to structure the water. Both elements need to be in place. Okay. So when we think about the natural life cycle of water, basically it's in a closed system, and it's constantly being poisoned, right? Our water is constantly being poisoned, whether it's the pharmaceuticals that people flush down the toilet, the heavy metals that leach into the water from the pipes, or the chemicals they put in it in the water treatment plant to cut back on the bacteria. All right. It's constantly being poisoned. It's not being exposed to sunlight, and it's not able to go through its natural life cycle. So the water becomes toxic. This is why it's important to go out of your way to do these things. So you put it outside for about, 3 days. I usually like to use 3 jars, 3 gallons, because that way I can bring 1 gallon in every day and just replace it. And you drink that. So that's one tip. Another tip, we talked about this before, infused water. This one's a little bit easier if you don't get a lot of sunlight, whatever. So make sure that you are adding like some key lime or some lime or some strawberries or some cucumbers. You want to slice it up, let it cold steep in your water for about 4 hours. And that is going to structure the water. It's going to add a charge to the water, and it's going to make it more hydrating. Can you use infused water while you're fasting? Yes, you can. It will slightly detract from the fast, meaning that you'll get a lighter detox symptom. And remember, the lighter the detox symptoms, usually it means that the body isn't working as hard, so the results aren't as great, but it's negligible. You can also get lighter detox symptoms as you go through your process and you start, cleaning your system, and the body doesn't have as much mess to deal with. Your symptoms will get lighter as well. Now, the importance of getting in your water goes beyond just the fact that you won't have to deal with hardly any loose skin. This is, once again, it's a fundamental resource the body needs for healing. So whether you deal with extreme migraines, whether you deal with aches and pains, whether you're dealing with, one of the things that happens when people kind of start getting dementia is either dementia or Alzheimer's. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's dementia. They forget to drink. It is a critical state when the body is starting to not even have that thirst response. So what we have to understand is water is always going to be important to us. I recommend a gallon a day because, we're all pretty severely dehydrated. You can also get your water through eating. This is why I preach high water content foods. It's more efficient than actually drinking your water. So, go to the store, get you some apples, some oranges, whatever you like. Start incorporating these foods into your eating. The importance of doing this is to do it when you eat, right? You want to hydrate well when you eat. When you're fasting, you're drinking water. The body's a little bit more efficient anyway. So really where you have to focus in on this, eating well, eating hydrating foods, staying away from coffee, staying away from wine. While you're doing this journey, it's just important to keep this stuff to a minimal. You want to stay away from dairy, okay? Because this is the stuff that's going to cause you to get loose skin. I'm just telling you. All right. So if you want to avoid loose skin as much as possible, hydrate better, be intentional about it. There's another option. If you all go to our webpage, ahealthyalternative.org, you just go to the shop. Okay. So go to the website, ahealthyalternative.org. You go to the shop. Inside the shop, there are these gem water bottles. What they are is there's natural crystals encased in a gem pod, and the pod sits in the water. And what it does is it puts a natural energetic frequency into your water. So it mimics what the sun would do, putting the water out in the sun. but you don't have to put it out in the sun. It takes about 7 minutes to take effect. The bottles are about 16 ounces. They're beautiful and they're completely glass, use all safe materials. So it's a really high quality product. So that's another option for you all if you have the resources to do that. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Listen, come join us on the retreat. All right. And if you all are watching this video early Sunday, I want to remind you, I'm going to be going live later on tonight at 6 p.m. So make sure to click the notification bell so that you could join. We've got a very special announcement. And then also we're going to be doing some live question and answer, talking about how to start this fasting journey. So if you're new, you definitely want to join. If you miss my lives, you want to join. If you've been around for a while, but you've got questions you want to join, I'm going to be sticking around for a little bit and taking questions and helping some of the new people get caught up. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. And as always, the application of knowledge is power, and I'll see you all next time.